Google women investors and you'd think men and women were from different planets. Women are more risk-averse, while men like the thrill of the chase. Women lack confidence, while men are reluctant to seek help, even when they're unsure about the investment choices they're making. But pop psychology and popular mythology aside, is there any truth in gender stereotyping? Are men and women really wired differently when it comes to investing?
Fund management is still very much a man's world. In the UK, only 7% of funds are either managed or co-managed by women, and in the US the figure is even lower, somewhere around 2%. Sue, interestingly, you didn't start your career as a fund manager, in fact not even in finance. You started in the very female-centric world of fashion. So what's it like for you now when you're actually a woman in what is very much still a man's world?
Every fund manager will have their own individual style, and if you're confident as a fund manager, you will choose, your stocks and your portfolio construction based on your own experiences and your own ideals. I don't think I've ever felt that I've had to act in a different way, even though I've always worked with more men than women.
So if women can be successful investors, why are they so reluctant to invest?
Women are, I think, much more risk aware than men, not necessarily cautious or risk averse. But I think sometimes the way people talk about investing, it doesn't really address those concerns that a lot of women have, or address them in a way that actually resonates with them. And I think there is evidence that women are also much more put off finance in general and investing in particular by the frankly impenetrable language. And whereas I think some men may not like the jargon but kind of go along with it, think it's part of the deal, women tend to be a bit more like, well, if I don't understand the language, if I feel it's not speaking to me, I don't really want to get involved. And that's where I think the problem lies.
I would say fundamentally that women are probably longer term in their view. Building a portfolio, not being distracted by the noise that goes on in the market is probably something that women are better or more biased towards.
So do women tend to trade less frequently than men?
I would say yes, but then if you're a long-term investor with a long-term approach, then naturally you're not looking to turn your portfolios over significantly. I would say that is a trait more to do with long-termism than necessarily gender.
Women tend to do more research before they invest, so are then more confident about the decisions they've made and feel more comfortable sticking with it. They tend to get in and out of the market less or switch their investments less. And of course, every time you make a change, whether buying or selling, you'll normally incur some charges, which can have an impact, especially in a low return environment. And also, women do tend to see investing as being something they commit to for the longer term and sort of stick with it through thick and thin, rather than thinking of it as being more akin to trading and trying to get a short-term profit.
Realising that the inherent differences between men and women when it comes to investing are not that great is actually incredibly liberating. Both men and women are affected by their emotions, but emotions alone do not dictate whether you're a success or a failure as an investor. Whether you're male or female, the rules of successful investing are the same. As legendary investor Warren Buffett once said, rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. He might be a man, but who can argue with this simple investment strategy?